So the EFF has just concluded its highly anticipated elective conference over the weekend. And to my surprise, the EFF did what we call the madness, doing the same thing over and over again, and for some reason expecting different results. You look at the EFF as a political party and the performance of the EFF in the previous elections. You would think that the branches of the EFF would go into the elective conference thinking that the top six of the EFF has failed the party. And the people that presided over the EFF that lost the elections should not be rewarded. But no, the branches of the EFF said it is fine. The same people that presided over the EFF that lost the elections, these are the people that we want as the branches of the EFF. So you look at Julius Malema, Marshall Dlamini, Lee and Mathis, Umpilo Motu. These are the people that have always been there. These are the people that presided over the EFF that lost the elections. So if you, as the branches of the party, are going to elect the same people that were there, the same people that presided over the party losing the elections, what actually makes you think that in 2029 the EFF is going to do any better? This is the question that I have to the branches of the EFF and to the supporters of the EFF, that if you look at the top six of the EFF, do you think that these are the people that are going to win you the elections in 2029? Do you have confidence in the same people that have just lost the elections a couple of months ago? You have confidence that in 5 years, these people are going to do a brilliant job and the EFF is going to recover? There is no way the EFF is going to recover when you have the same people that were there when the EFF has lost the elections. So the branches of the EFF has just rewarded these people that presided over the EFF. They have just rewarded them and said it is fine. You have failed to win the elections. You have failed to grow the party, but still we are going to elect you to sit in those positions, because as the branches of the EFF, this is what we want. Like, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Because now the EFF has a new deputy president. It's Godrich Gadi. And I'm sure that Julius Malema is happy that finally Godrich Gadi is the deputy president of the EFF. But truth of the matter is that most of the EFF supporters are not happy about Godrich Gadi being the deputy president of the party. The EFF supporters were making a lot of noise on social media saying that they want Mbuyiseni Ndlozi to be the deputy president of the party. But we know the issue of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is too complicated. And this person is someone that Julius Malema has been advocating for the longest of times. You remember the EFF even expelled that guy. I don't know if that guy from Limpopo, Mphahlele, who said that the EFF members of parliament and Julius Malema himself, they were already campaigning for Godrich Gadi to be the deputy president of the party. And they said, no, nobody has actually said that Godrich Gadi should be the deputy president of the party. And Mphahlele said that guy said, this is political jargon. We can see that on social media, everybody who posts about Godrich Gadi, Julius Malema will go there and repost, meaning that Julius Malema actually want Godrich Gadi to be the president of the party, but the deputy president of the party. And Mphahlele said, this is exactly what is happening. And Julius Malema and the EFF, they expelled Mphahlele to say that, no, Mphahlele has no discipline, he has no high discipline, high morale, when he was actually telling the truth. He was actually telling the truth. I look at the top six of the EFF, and I am not confident that these are the people that can actually grow the party. I am not confident in the top six of the EFF. I am not an EFF supporter. I know this is what they are going to say to me. That no, Thomas, it doesn't matter what you feel about the EFF. You are not an EFF supporter. These are the people that we want. We are telling you today. We are telling you today that there is no confidence in these people. There is nobody who actually has a star power. The only person who has a star power in this top six of the EFF is Julius Malema. And these five people, nobody is actually interested in any of these people. Nobody is interested in any of these people. Meaning that the same thing that happened in the past 5 years, where Julius Malema was the center stage, is the same thing that is going to happen from now on to 2029. And if the same thing happened and the party declined, what actually makes these people think that the same strategy is going to win the EFF electoral support going into 2029? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I am not confident in this. I'm not confident in this top 6. I was actually confident thinking that the branches of the EFF would go into that elective conference and say that we are going to turn things around. Okay, when it comes to Julius Malema, I know that, okay, Julius Malema still was going to be the president of the party, fine. But when it comes to these other people, I was thinking that the branches of the EFF were going to say, we are going to turn the tables around and we don't want these people to be in the leadership positions of the EFF anymore. We are going to choose new people that are going to come with new ideas so that the party can go forward. But no, they still elected the same people that have lost the elections. So the EFF is still going to lose the elections going into 2029. We are telling them today, they are still going to lose the elections going into 2029. The whole thing, man, was just a waste of time. The whole thing, it was just a waste of time. It was. It was. If you people were going to go into that thing and only change 2 positions, there was no need for all that wish. There absolutely was no need. There was no need. It is just a waste of time. What you're seeing right now, the EFF is slowly becoming into the ANC. This is normally what happens in the ANC. The ANC can lose the elections and the ANC will go into the elective conference and the ANC will still elect the people that are unpopular. The EFF is slowly becoming the ANC with how they are doing the things. They are slowly becoming the ANC. It's almost as if they don't want to evolve as a political party. And you look at the EFF, you look at the people that are representing the EFF. Even if these people are not in the top 6 of the EFF, you look at parliament, you look at other structures of the EFF actually has brilliant people that can actually attract more people to come into the EFF. But for some reason, the branches of the EFF continues to elect the same people that are not popular. They still could. That's why I'm saying the EFF is slowly becoming the ANC. They are slowly becoming the ANC. They are slowly doing the things like how the ANC is doing the things. It doesn't matter what the results are. Just look right now in 2027. The ANC is going to the elective conference. And if you think that the branches of the ANC will go into that conference thinking that this ANC has failed, we no longer want anything to do with this ANC, we are going to choose new people that are going to bring new breath into the ANC. No, this is what they are not going to do that. After 2027, you're still going to see people like Gwede Mantashe. You're still going to see those type of people, the same people that are not unpopular, the same people that are responsible for the ANC losing the elections. That's why I'm saying this political party is slowly becoming into ANC. It's slowly becoming into ANC. And anyway, this is not what I wanted to talk about, the top 6 of the EFF. I wanted to talk about this issue of Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. This issue of Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. It looks like finally the papers were right when they said that the EFF has banned Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi from the elective conference. You remember that for the longest of times, the EFF didn't want to comment on this issue of the EFF banning Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, which was actually bizarre because some people were saying that, okay, when the media comes out with a lie, like how the EFF says, when the media comes out with a lie, the EFF is quick to say that, no, those people are lying about the EFF. But these rumors of Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, actually, they were there for the longest of times. And the EFF did not say anything about these rumors that were circulating, that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has been banned from the elective conference. So just a couple of weeks, or no, not weeks, couple of days before the elective conference, I remember the Secretary General of the EFF went to, he was speaking with Tsidimadia on Eyewitness News. He actually confirmed that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi was going to be at the elective conference. But as we know it right now, that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi was not there at the elective conference. And it doesn't matter how big the elective conference of the EFF was. One thing that people could not stop talking about was the issue of Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. And it looks like this is one of the issues that actually pissed off the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema, to say that, no, we are not going to reduce this political party to an individual. He's saying this because he understands that as much as people are talking about the elective conference of the EFF, people are also talking about Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. So, and this was the response that he was given. He gave when he was actually asked about Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. I want you to see how dismissive Julius Malema is, as if this was not an issue that people were actually talking about. Very dismissive.
We're not going to answer the question about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. You've got his number, and some of you talk to him, call him. I'm not responsible for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. 90% of the people who were here, who expected to be here, are here. That's what matters. Whoever is not here was not supposed to be here from the beginning. So you are not going to reduce this organization to some individual.
But it has already been reduced to that individual. Because again, this is not something that only average people were interested in. This is something that even the EFF supporters were actually interested in. So there's no need for Julius Malema to pretend like the people that are asking him about Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi are the ones that are reducing the conference to an individual. The EFF supporters are the ones that actually reduced the conference of the EFF to Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi.
We're not going to answer the question about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. You've got his number, and some of you talk to him, call him. I'm not responsible for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. 90% of the people who were here, who expected to be here, are here. That's what matters. Whoever is not here was not supposed to be here from the beginning. So you are not going to reduce this organization to some individual. We are going to refuse that. We're going to refuse that. We gave a very long political report yesterday, like 80 pages. It didn't have such names. You are intellectually so inferior that you can't even engage with that document, and then you bring gossip. We must be monitoring movements of individuals. Why concern about one person over so many people who are here?
Because he's influential. Because he's influential. You cannot deny that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is influential, and many people love him. You cannot sit there and pretend like this is not what is happening, because this is exactly what is happening. You are sitting there and wondering, why are people so concerned about Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi when so much is happening? The truth of the matter is that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is one of the most influential EFF leaders the party has ever seen. You know, when it comes to the likes of Floyd Shivambu, when it comes to Dalimpovu, these people are not the crowd pullers. But when it comes to Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, like this is one person that is so popular inside the EFF, even outside the EFF, even people that are not the EFF supporters, they actually love Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Simply the way he is, his politics, the way he articulates himself, and the way he actually handles himself. He's influential, and this is the reason why people were so concerned about him not being there at the elective conference. We know that you would like people to pretend like Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi not being there in the conference was not a big deal. But the truth of the matter is that it was a big deal. It was a big deal, and not only to the media, not only to the average people, but to the EFF supporters, it was a big deal that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi was not part of the elective conference. So you are not going to dismiss his influence just like that. This is something that you are not going to do.
As if he is the conference. As if he's not here, conference will not happen. It's going to happen, it's happening without him. He's not here. I heard people say he's here, he's doing this. He's not here. He's not here. And it's not our interest to entertain such nonsense. It's not our interest. We're dealing with political issues here, not egoism, not people who think they are bigger than this organization. It will show them once again that it's bigger than all of them. So we as a matter of principle, SG and policy position, we're no longer going to answer any nonsense about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Never. When a journalist asks you that question, you must say, ask another question. You can be smarter than that. Ask something else. This matter is closed. You can talk about it amongst yourselves, but don't bring it to us. We are refusing that. Don't do that. Don't reduce the whole ideological political report to Sunday world gossip, because that's what they thrive on. And we know what is the relationship of Sunday world, its owners and Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. We don't want to talk about it. Don't push us.
No, we want you to talk about it. We want you to talk about it.
Don't push us. We know Mbuyiseni Ndlozi's friendship with the owner of Sunday World. And by that extension, we know his relationship with Sunday World. Which we can easily describe without any fear. No one can do anything about it. No one.
You know, one thing that I find so funny about Julius Malema, he would sit there and be serious as if people are scared of him. I don't know why Julius Malema likes to sit there as some sort of a dictator, pretending like people are scared of me. I'm going to sit here and be serious. Like, nobody is scared of Julius Malema. Honestly, nobody is scared of Julius Malema. So the question that I have, and the question that many people are asking is, when is Mbuyiseni Ndlozi actually going to pull the plug? When is Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi going to pull the plug? Because it's clear as day that the EFF no longer wants him in that party. It's clear as day that Julius Malema, the leader of the party, hates Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. So why is Mbuyiseni Ndlozi not pulling the plug? This is one thing that I don't understand, man. Why is the guy not pulling the plug? How long is he going to sit inside the EFF and allow Julius Malema to humiliate him at every single turn? Because this is one of the things that Julius Malema seems like he's enjoy doing when it comes to humiliating Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. It seems like this is one of the things that he actually enjoys doing. So when is Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi going to pull the plug? Or is Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi still thinking about what he's going to do next? Because even if you look politically, man, you look at the EFF doesn't want Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, and it wouldn't be a good idea for Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi to go to the ANC. The ANC, it is a dying political party. So I don't think Mbuyiseni Ndlozi would actually go to the ANC. And again, I don't think Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi will go to Umkhonto weSizwe. He has expressed his feelings about Jacob Zuma and how he feels about Jacob Zuma. So if Mbuyiseni Ndlozi leaves the EFF, where do you think Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is going to go? This is one thing that I'm also thinking about, that where is Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi going to go if he leaves the EFF? Because right now, we can see that he's on his way out. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is on his way out. One thing that the EFF seems like is denying him is him getting out in such a style. The EFF is not going to do that. When Floyd Shivambu left the party, it was a media spectacle. When Advocate Busiswa Mkhwebane left the party, it was a media spectacle. When Dalimpofu left the party, it was a media spectacle. But when it comes to Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, it seems like the EFF is not going to allow him to do that. The EFF has made sure that everybody understands that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is on his way out. So even if Mbuyiseni Ndlozi resigns from the EFF, it is not going to be such a huge deal because everybody is expecting it. This is one thing that Julius Malema and the people inside the EFF has actually managed to master, to ensure that when Mbuyiseni Ndlozi gets out of the party, it is not a huge media spectacle, just like with other leaders of the EFF. So the question is, when is Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi gonna pull the plug? Because clearly he's not wanted inside the EFF. Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi will never be in the top 6 of the EFF. The party does not trust him. Floyd Shivambu said, when I left the EFF, I spoke to some of the leaders of the EFF. They knew that I was going to leave the party, meaning that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, clearly he's one of those people that actually knew that Floyd Shivambu was going to leave the party and decided not to say anything. So he is not trusted. He's not going to be in the top 6 of the EFF because the EFF leaders do not trust him as things stand. So now it's high time that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi actually gets to wake up and see the reality that the political party that he claims to love does not love him. The leaders of the political party that he claims to love, they do not love him. They do not want him to even grow inside the EFF, because I remember a couple of months ago when people were talking about the elective conference of the EFF, people were, especially the EFF supporters, they were debating about where should Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi go? Where should Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi be the Secretary General? Should Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi be the Deputy President of the party? These are the conversations that the EFF supporters were actually having. But as things unfolded, that whole talk diminished. That whole talk, it went out of the window. So right now, I guess it is safe to say that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi will never be in the top 6 of the EFF. They don't trust him. Julius Malema does not trust him. Julius Malema humiliates him at every single turn. He talks about his wives. He talks about the things that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi does not do. He does not want him. So when is the guy going to pull the plug? Because right now it's clear as day that he's on his way out. He's on his way out. Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button and the most important part is subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.